What's up, guys? Welcome to this third episode of Matchup Analysis, and today we're going to cover Jax versus Ambessa. So, for a quick overview, this is a very close skill matchup. I would say it's like pretty close to 50-50, but it is slightly Ambessa favored, like just a touch. And the higher rank you go, the more Ambessa favored it gets. But in the lower ranks, it's very much playable for Jax, and I'd say anywhere below Emerald, it's actually Jax favored, and Emerald it's pretty even, and Diamond Plus it's a bit Ambessa favored. That's how I would describe it. But it is very skillful. Like you need really good clicks, really good movement, and you need intention with what you're doing as Jax to be able to win it. And wave management is absolutely essential, simply because Ambessa has a lot of poke. Like she is a melee champ, but all her abilities have range on it. Like her Q, her E, her W, they all have range on it, and her passive autos have bonus range on it as well. So even if she's melee, she does have a lot of poke. And if the wave stays out of her tower, she gets the short trade onto you really easily, and it's really hard to play. So wave management really important. All right, so for the build, the shield is pretty much the only option. I would pretty much never go D-Blade in this matchup. Like as I said, she has too much poke. And then first base, we're gonna go grass page. So Sheen on first base is ideal. Sheen Potion is the ideal base, but in a lot of cases, you're not going to be able to last that long in the lane. So you might have to base for Longsword and refill. That's fine as well. But refills are pretty mandatory to play out this lane. Then for components, of course Sheen first, but then once you got that, Phage second and Hearthbound X third, pretty usual. And then for items, of course, Triforce first. And then after that, I think you need skirmish power to be able to match her. So I would go Sundered Sky and Zhonya's pretty much every game. And for runes, as I said, Grasp with Demolish, Second Wind, really important, and Overgrowth as well. Then for secondaries, there's one thing you could switch around, which is Triple Tonic instead of Cookies. Like since Cookies got nerfed and Triple Tonic got buffed, it's an option as well. Like Chippy's told me to take Triple Tonic. I see it. I like the second potion you get gives you like 30 AD, which is crazy. It's like over 1,000 gold of stats. So I can see why it's really good. I just think sustained feels a bit better for me, but I got to try it out a bit more. Like Triple Tonic could be more optimal. And then attack speed, adaptive force, and flat health. All right, so for the power curve, 1 to 4 it is Jax favored. Ambessa needs a couple of points in Q to really start doing a lot of damage. But once she does get a bit more points in Q, it does get Ambessa favored, and it's the part of the lane where it's really hard to play. Like if you're even, playing level 5 until Triforce is pretty hard. But then level 10, it's not about levels, but once you get Triforce, you have a lot of combat power, and you can fight her in sides pretty evenly. Ambessa is not a champion that functions very well in side lanes, so once you have Triforce, you should look to utilize that. And let's get into the example. So I have 3 of my games, and I have one high elo example as well. I'm not going to cover the 3 examples. I'm going to cover the first 2, and then third one, I didn't really see any new takeaways. So I'm just putting it out there because I think it's a really good game. I was fully weak-sided there, and I played into Ambessa Rammus topside pretty well, I would say. So some good takeaways there as well, but we're just going to go in details into the episode 87 and 91, and then a high elo game, which is from Zayas in this case. And let's get right in. All right, let's get into the first example. So you can see, level 1, you really need to take Prio. If you don't, it feels like shit. So as soon as the wave arrives, start bashing it. This has 2 effects. First, you get push, and second, you start stacking your grasp, because you don't really want to trade without your grasp, at least in the early game. So here, you can see, I'm going to go, I'm trying to get behind her, to get a long trade with my E. But she's not really giving me the angle. She's playing it decent, and then she lands a Q onto me. Taking some damage is fine. It's optimal if you don't. So you can see like here, just before tanking the Q. Actually, I was going for a minion. I'll have a better example later of baiting spells. But if you tank it, it's not the end of the world. You have D-Shield, you have Second Wind. But then here, once her Qs are down, I'm really trying to walk behind her to get an extended trade with my E. And here I get my angle. I actually trolled it a bit, autoing the minion, because now my auto attack is on cooldown, so I can't auto attack her. But you can see the game plan, right? So like her Qs are down, so I want to get behind her, get a long E trade. And then I'm going to end the trade here because I'm in her wave. But if I could have done that trade a bit earlier, I might have made it a bit more volatile. And that's actually something you should keep in mind. If the Ambessa doesn't have cookies and you do, making it really, really volatile is really in your favor. So I noticed this game, we can see here she has D-Blade, and she doesn't have cookies, so she had like Grasp with Domination secondary, so I know she didn't have cookies. So here you can see, as soon as I hit level 2, jump on her head instantly. And like I'm making it volatile, right? And then here, Ambessa didn't play it really well. So as I said, Ambessa has range on all of her abilities. So the way she wants to play, ideally, is she wants to like use that range. So I'm gonna play it one more time. Here, the way she would use her E from this position is like E and then hop here, and then hit the second part of E, like on the max range of it, and then I couldn't hit her back. But here, when she does that, when she uses her abilities like a Jax Q, like just like dashing right on your dome, you don't really want to let that slide. So here you can see, getting a couple, 3 more autos. And by the way, if you stay like inside her Q, especially in the early game, it does like barely any damage, you can see. So that was a really good trade. And then here I'm going for a 3-wave crash because she hit the wave a bunch. And you can see here I went for another trade. And she got like that was a really good trade by her. Like I'm getting hit by the He on the outer edge. And then her auto has bonus range, so I can't really hit her back. And she used Q. Like that's why this matchup's pretty hard. Like if she spaces well, it's really hard. But in this case, I have cookies. So I'm good, I'm making it volatile, and then she messed up again. So she hopped, we can see here, right in my direction. And that's something you have to punish. Like, if she does that, you need to punish it, because that's your main avenue of getting good trades. And you can see here, burner flush, because she messed that up. But anyways, here, crash my wave. Alright, so here we can play it again. We can start playing the game again, I mean. I'm in a good position. I'm like trying to stack 2 waves together. I feel like crashing 1 wave is not great. But right now my main goal is just getting a good crash with that next wave. And then my Brand got here, and because she has no flash and she's low HP, we get a dive off. But it kind of ruins my example, because that's a jungle gap, mainly. But now the wave is on my side of the lane. You can see here, just like a... Just auto with the W Empower, the Sheen, and the Grasp, it does like a lot of damage. Like it did 230. That's a lot of damage. And then here, you can see, she uses E. She uses W. Pop my E, and like, even if I'm fighting a big wave, like if she uses her E and her W, if she uses too many cooldowns, that you can just stat check her completely. Her champion does not function well without cooldowns. Like, she needs to play around her cooldowns, and if she doesn't, you need to be able to punish it. So here, she uses all of her abilities. I'm just all-in her in that big wave, it doesn't matter. And like, I do have to mention here that I am ahead at this point because of the dive. So, like, if I was even or like a bit behind, I wouldn't do this. Maybe I would from even. From behind, definitely not. But you can see, like, it's not really that close, right? Like, I have 300 HP left. I have cookies. I have double potions. Maybe I would actually, even from even. So here, basing straight away. And now we're on the bounce. I mean, actually, we're going to stop it here for this one. Like, her lane is kind of over. So main takeaways from this example is level 1, bash the wave, get prio, stack your grasp, and then make it volatile. Level 1 to 4, especially if she doesn't have cookies. If she doesn't have cookies and you do, you can play a bit crazy. That's the benefit of that rune. And then punish her spacing mistakes. So if she dashes right onto you, you need to be able to punish that. And then thirdly, punish cooldowns. So if she uses all the cooldowns and you have all of your cooldowns, you can play really, really aggressive even if you're into a wave or stuff like that. All right, second example. Let's get to it. All right, so we can see same game plan here. That was actually the better example of baiting spells. So you can see I'm clicking with intention here. Like I'm walking right in and out of her Q range right here. But like it's not reaction, right? Like it's intentional to walk in and out of her Q range and try to bait it out. If the Ambessa was a bit better, she would have hold the Q. But like we're not in Challenger, they're gonna make mistakes. That's completely fine. But you need to like incentivize her to make mistakes. So walk in and out of her Q, be annoying, but don't make it too easy for her to land it. But be close enough that she wants to use it. Now she actually really messed up because it didn't hit the wave either, so she doesn't have access to Q2. And then here I get the trade I want. I couldn't get behind her, but you can see like once you attack her, like she doesn't have Q. Actually, I wish I held my E a bit longer. Like just start attacking her and then pop E. Because if you're a bit more patient with your E, once you attack her, the minions attack you. And when your E dodges or blocks auto attacks, it does more damage. And then like that does. So like it could have been a bit more optimal. Like here, pop the bone plating, just walk beside her, wait out the bone plating, and then pop the E a bit later. With the auto the minion auto attacks, it would have done a lot more damage there. And then add the trade. And now because she didn't really hit the wave, and I hit the whole wave with my E, I'm gonna go for a 2-wave crash. And then again, on the second minion of wave 2, you get level 2. And then here, as soon as I hit level 2, there's a little back step to bait her in, but turn back instantly. And end the trade in CC. Really nice. And because the crash was clean, the wave is going to come out, not too close to our tower. Now, actually, here I made a mistake. Alright, we can see she used her Qs on the wave. It's actually a bit of a bug, but we can hear it. We can hear both Qs. So her Qs are down. Like here, I should just jump on her head here. The reason why, she doesn't have any Qs. So I would jump on her, auto attack, pop my E, the minions would attack me, and then I could crash the third wave entirely. And my jungle's topside maybe would get a dive. And if not, because I would have crashed the wave really fast, the wave number 4 would have come back all the way to center, so that would have been a really good idea. And we can see later why this mistake was really impactful. It's like, if you don't touch the third wave like I'm doing here, it's not really good for 2 reasons. The first one, she's going to get level 4 a lot earlier than you, so you can't really trade onto her in this period, and it's the period of the matchup where you want to bash her down, because like level 5, 6, 7, she's like, especially level 7, She's really strong with her like 3 points in Q. And then here, the second reason why it's bad, this wave is too big. Like, I can't keep it from crashing, so she's gonna get a crash and base, and then she kind of finished the part of the matchup that's the hardest for her, kind of scot-free. Maybe she's behind a couple of CS, but not much. But she didn't base. She wanted to extend the lane, which is fine. And then here, let's see. You can see like I'm walking like towards her and then back, always trying to bait out her abilities. And then here, same mistake as before, right? So she uses her dash as a Jax Q, like right on my dome. And what I do, I kind of fuck it up here, actually. This is the second time I do this mistake. So here, I shouldn't pop my E. I should just walk at her, wait out the bone plating, because you can see like here, like her shield is useful. While her shield is up, we should, while her shield and her bone plating, when it's up, try to delay the damage you can do to her. So like use the time when she's less vulnerable to like walk in her direction, right? So like it still ends up being a really good trade, but it could have been better, is what I mean. And here, burn her flash again. Really good. I don't want to flash forward here. I don't know where the jungler is, and I end up getting ganked right after. But I don't die to Shyvana. This champ useless. And base and TP. So we can see the main things in this matchup was the punishing the hop, which was really big. Like punishing a hop like this far in the lane is usually going to end up in a really, really favorable trade for you. And also using it, like keeping in mind her shield and her bone plating is also really useful to like maximize the amount of damage you can do. Here, shoving the, I mean, that's the main thing I want, because I get ganked like 4 times after this. And here, actually, we can take a look. So here, big mistake. So here, I crashed a big wave, and I wanted to base for longsword potions, because I really want potions in this matchup. But the thing is, my wave didn't crash. Like, I should have walked with my wave here, walk it in, make sure the wave crashes. Because if she holds the wave, I mean, in this case, the wave was really big, so she tanks like a lot of damage. But still, like, it's kind of annoying. And then I get yanked at the same time. And then here, when you have an extended skirmish like this, you need to pop R early, because R doesn't only give you resistances, it also makes your passive every 2 attacks and not every 3 attacks. So like if you are late, like here, I probably would have had 1 more passive proc if I ulted at the beginning of the fight. And you can see it was really close, because Shyvana's useless, and like it would have been the difference here, like ulting early, and I didn't. It's fine, it's too big mistake. Make sure you walk your wave in and ult early in skirmish. 2 good takeaways. Alright, so we're going to stop it here. Main takeaways for this one. Again, punish the hops on your head. This is going to happen a lot, especially in the lower ranks. Second thing, make sure her shield and her bone plating don't get too much value. And walk your wave in is actually a really important one in this matchup. Alright, so for the last example, we're going to see a Zeus VOD. Alright, so we can see from level 1, he's trying to get behind the Ambessa, but the Ambessa is not dumb. Of course, this is Korean Challenger, not exactly a low elo game. But you can see, as soon as the wave gets here, he starts to auto it, make sure he gets push. And then once he has grasp, he can trade autos. It's completely fine, making it volatile. And he keeps the push. Now here, because Ambessa hit the wave a bit, actually, I'm going to talk about that later, this trade. So you can see, like, he didn't let her get the outer ring of Q. Like, he's walking in and out of her range, right? And then here, he just walked inside and gets a good trade. Really, really good trade. And now, because she bashed the wave a bit, and then the part of the first wave is still alive when the second arrives, he's going to go for a 3-wave crash. But we can see like this is quite risky because like this position is not that easy to play when the wave is like half in her tower. So that's why like if you're in doubt, 2-wave is better than 3-wave to not be in this situation. But this is Zeus. He's probably confident he can play it out. And like this also is annoying, right? She can block 3 minions and keep the wave close to her tower. But we can see like the main thing is early, bash the wave, get grasp, make it volatile. That's what you want to do in this matchup. You can see like they're both low HP, but he's comfortable to play it out. Like he's posturing pretty aggressively in her face. And actually that's the Ambessa hop. That's good, right? Like the Ambessa missed here, but you want to be like max range. And if she doesn't do that, like you have to punish. So here, the Ambessa's playing it well, of course. And let's see, he doesn't want to let her base because he knows like when the Ambessa bases and gets like a couple of items, level 5, the matchup is going to be hard, so he wants to extend the lane a bit. But let's see. Now he wants to base because the wave is good for him, I guess. So he's going to hit level 5 and then go for a trade, I guess. Yep, just the auto grasp with the W. Feels really good. And then I guess she used her Q. So he goes for the trade. Really good trade again. So you can see like you don't really want to Q unless she's a few cooldowns short. So right now he only uses Q because both her Qs are down and gets a really good trade. So now he's going to try to crash the wave. Now Zeus went for boots first, which is something I wouldn't recommend in most ranks. Like you don't want to delay your Triforce spike for like 1300 gold, 1200 gold. And by the way, I'm totally aware that I'm an Emerald player critiquing Zeus, but like this is not my advice, right? Most of what I'm saying is Chippy's advice because it's a matchup we both worked a lot on. But you basically want your Triforce as soon as possible. The reason why he goes for boots is probably because it's going to help him space the Ambessa, and it's something like the better you are as a player, the more you can use movement speed. So that would be a reason why he would go boots first. But like for mere mortals such as us, just rush Triforce. It's going to be better in in pretty much every game. Like of course, if you're playing against like Kennen, Sejuani or some shit, like you can rush Mercs, of course, but like I wouldn't go Tabis into Ambessa. Alright, so now we can see that's a little trick I said earlier when you can jump on her in the wave and then all the minions attack you. So you get a really big E. And then you can keep bashing her down. You can see, like the longer the trade goes, the better it is for the Jax. Because once Ambessa doesn't have ability, she's just gonna get shit on. But Jax's autos and passive helps him a lot. So he gets a really good trade. But it's Ambessa with D-Shield Second Wind and potions. So really hard to punish. And that's what I mean, like by this point in the matchup, it's pretty hard to gain a big advantage if you're even. But like at the highest level, if you get like a 15 CS lead, and the wave state was like that, and you have prio, and you can be the one like moving to place first, it's really good. And then he gets 2 plates here. So like even though he didn't solo kill her, like he's still in a really, really good position. And we can see again the same trick. Let's see, I want to see, yeah, she used E and Q. So right now, when the wave, she's going to be down a few cooldowns, and jump on her in the middle of the wave, use the E as a kind of a spirit bomb, absorb all the damage. And also, like it's not only for more damage on the Ambessa, but more damage on the wave. So if you do that with your E, it damages the wave a lot, and you can do a faster crash. In this case, Ambessa stopped his base, quite unfortunate. I'm gonna stop it here, because like he's really ahead, right? He's 20 CS up, 2 plates, and like at the highest level is a massive deal. Like maybe if you're in, like even at my rank, like at Emerald, if you're 20 CS up and 2 plates, you are really ahead. But like, I don't know, like for me when I play, when I don't have a solo kill, I don't feel that much ahead. But that's because solo kills happen a lot more. Anyway, so that, now we see like the issue with brushing boots is that he doesn't get Triforce until like 14 minutes, which is quite annoying. Now he gets a dive with his jungler, really good. But we can see, I just want to skip to when he gets Triforce, because when you do get Triforce, you want to flip a switch and play really, really aggressive, because you're going to win the extended trade really hard. So here, he's getting Triforce. He's trying to get behind her in the bush, and we're just going to see the power of Triforce Jax here. And you can just do that with Triforce. Now, of course, the Ambessa didn't play it well, but like the main takeaway is like at Triforce, you really want to play aggressive in sides. Like I said earlier, Ambessa is not a champion that functions well in sides, so like you really want to use that to your advantage. And in mid game, make sure you like push her in sides, because in skirmishes at 1 to 2 items, she's going to be really, really useful. So just at Triforce, make sure you punish her weak side laning as much as possible. And main takeaways from this one for the laning phase: make sure you bash the wave down early, level 1, like he did. Make it volatile, and oh, I forgot what else. There was something else. Oh yeah, use the wave to make more damage and punish cooldowns, of course. So lots of things are kind of repeating, but like it's the main things you need to remember in this matchup. All right, so we're back here, and we're going to do a quick recap. So for the early game, as soon as the wave arrives, start pushing and stacking Grasp. Make sure you get Prio, of course. And then crashing a wave is really, really important. Crashing a wave cleanly. And then general rule here, like if she heads the wave a lot, you can slow down your push in 3-wave. If not, go for 2-wave. A better general rule is you can 2-wave if you kill the first wave before the second wave gets there. So we can see in this example, that's what happened. So here, level 1, this wave, and then like the first wave, like I killed the last minion of wave 1 before the wave 2 arrived. So I knew really clean 2-wave crash to the move here. While in the first VOD, she hit the wave a bunch, and like we can see the second wave arrived, and there's still like 3 minions here alive of wave 1. So I know here, 3-wave. That'd be the best way to put it. Always click in and out of her Q range, try to bait it out. This is the most skillful part of the matchup. Try to bait out her spells, and then once she uses her spell, of course, you have a big window to trade. And if she holds her Qs well, if she holds her spell well, you need to be a bit patient. It's hard to be proactive. She has too many dashes, too much mobility, and it just is the matchup. And make sure you use W. We make sure when she uses W, so that's her shield, or bone plating is the same thing. Don't waste 2 spells. Wait it out, like walk behind her. Don't let it, like use a time where she's not vulnerable to get behind her, basically. And then the main reference point of this matchup is, of course, Triforce. Like we saw in the Zayas example, once you have it, you can bash her down really easily in sides. And yeah, that's it for this matchup. Hope it helped. See you guys in the next one.